Welcome to another Pygamepi production. I know it's been quite some time since I've made one. That's cause I was in primary children's doing the chemo and stuff, and then I actually ended up at the hospital here in Cedar City. I'll tell you more about that later. So a lot of people have been asking about the chemo, if it hurt and stuff. The chemo is actually not that bad. It's just like a regular IV. They put it through my port right here that goes directly to my heart, but it didn't burn or hurt or anything. The first one was a syringe that they slowly pumped in. It's actually red. And they slowly pumped it in over like an hour or two or something. I can't completely remember. The whole time I was doing chemo, I was either asleep or super drugged up because my leg hurt really bad. So they're also giving me some heavy painkillers through my IV. So super drugged out of it or sleeping, and so I really don't remember much about it. And then the second thing of chemo was over 24 hours, and that didn't hurt or anything either. The nurses and everybody that I had were really nice, other than they kept waking me up every half hour to take my vitals because of how how dangerous the chemo is and stuff, and I had to take pills from my heart and kidneys, so it can really mess everything up in them. So chemo overall went really well. After chemo, the day after chemo, during chemo I didn't eat very much, so it ended up I didn't eat at all for 3 days. I'm not sure if chemo was three days long or if I just didn't eat for 3 days. That's just what my mom said. But it ended up suppressing my appetite, so I couldn't eat very much right away. So I was drinking a lot of water and juices and stuff first, and then I finally started eating some fruit and stuff. And I didn't start eating whole meals until just a couple days ago, and the chemo was 2 weeks ago, so I've been super sleepy because I haven't been eating very much and stuff. And before they let me go home, they had to find out some oral medications that they could put me on to suppress the pain in my leg because it was so bad. They finally found some, so they were able to finally get that under control in a way I could do it keep it under control at home. And then they also got some physical therapy people talking with me about a walker or crutches. I chose the crutches because I have more maneuverable, that stupid word I can't pronounce. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I just told them straight up the crutches. So they brought up some crutches, and I started trying them, and actually the first time I tried them, I got up and I actually ended up getting nauseous and throwing up because it was just the day after or 2 days after chemo, so it's still a bit nauseous, and as nauseous because of the pain pills too. But was only nauseous for about a day and a half to 2 days, and then I was good. Other than I was trying to get my appetite back up, so I could start eating like whole meals and stuff again. The second day they had me on crutches, I was doing a lot better. I was able to walk down the hall quite a ways. And then they had to make sure I could walk up and down some stairs, and so I was able to walk up and down like 10 stairs, and so they certified me for that, so I was able to come home with some crutches. They took me out of the hospital in a wheelchair just because my room was so far from like the entrance, and so I didn't walk out. They took me out on a wheelchair, but not like sitting down because that hurts too much. I had like this cool reclining wheelchair that I was laying in. So now I get my blood drawn twice a week to to keep track of where my blood counts are, like my platelets and my white blood cells and my red blood cells and stuff, to make sure that everything's going good, and that I'm not gonna like die or anything. Because about I wanna say a week, maybe less than that. When after I got home from primary children's, I ended up having a fever. And I think I told you about this with like chemo with cancer patients. Since their white blood cells are low, if they have a fever, they have to automatically get in the ER and get some antibiotics going just in case they have a bacterial infection, because it can kill them because they have no immune system. So we call primary children's, and they're like, yeah, get him to the hospital, get him in the ER, start running some blood tests and all that. So they did that, and my in-house nurse found out about the fever, because it turned out our thermometer was broken, so we didn't know, and so it's a good thing she came. She had to take the tests the time she did, or it could have caused me a lot of major problems. Because when they analyzed my blood, my white blood cells were almost 0. It was at a 0.7, and so that's like almost nothing. So like, yeah, it was really dangerous for me to be at my house and like and stuff. And so like when they got me to the hospital, all the nurses and stuff, they had to wear like full body suits and masks and stuff. It's kind of scary. Yeah, so they draw my her in-house nurse April draws my blood on Mondays and Thursdays, and they analyze it to make sure that my blood levels are good. Um, so when I was in the hospital, I was running a fever and my blood counts were low, and so I ended up being in there for like a week, possibly a little less than a week. I just barely got out of the hospital on Sunday, and I'm so glad about that. I'll tell you in just a second. But the second to last day I was there, let me tell you this first. So white blood cell counts, the normal is between 4 and 12, and for them to release me, I either had to not have a fever for 24 hours or my blood counts had to come up above normal. And the second to last day I was there, the night before, at 3 a.m., I ended up running a fever, so I had to... No, just a second. I was still running a fever the second to last day I was there. So I had to stay there another day, and my blood count was still below normal. It was at 2.3. I'm pretty sure he said. So then I had to stay there another day. Well, the second to last day, like all through the whole day. Okay, so like that night I had a fever, but then during the day I didn't have a fever. But then at 3 a.m. I ended up spiking again and having a fever, and so they were going to have to keep me another night. But my white blood cells more than doubled. They actually got up to 6, and so they were able to release me and let me go home on Sunday because my white blood cells were able to get that high. So the reason why I did not want to be there anymore, at Primary Children's, the nurses have about 1 to 2 patients each, and so it's really easy to get a nurse's help. And then there's always a couple in-house doctors, and so it's really easy to get like a prescription written and stuff. But at this hospital in Cedar City, the nurses tend to have more patients, and there's only one in-house doctor. So like the first night I was there, so like I've been so at Primary Children's I was taking long-lasting morphine 3 times a day and Dilaudid every 2 hours to suppress my pain. That's not what I'm taking care of at my house. But anyways, the first night I was there, they gave me some Valium and some Dilaudid at first, and that helped for quite a lot, and it helped me get to sleep. And so I fell asleep, and then like my parents and everybody went home, but then I woke up and I was in tons of pain and I was screaming and stuff, and I was like, yo, get me some more pain meds. I need pain meds. And they scheduled it so that I got Dilaudid every 4 hours. And I was like, no, that's not enough. I kept telling the nurse this, but she couldn't do anything until the doctor wrote it off. Well, there's only one in-house doctor, and so it like takes forever to make things happen, or to get this guy to help or whatever. So I was just getting pissed off, and I was yelling and screaming. I was like, get me something, or I'm just gonna keep screaming. So finally they start giving me what that I get at home, and so I can finally flip and like get some sleep and stuff, and finally get my pain back under control. But it just took forever, and it was ridiculous. And then like the doctors every time they drew blood out of my port, they would get blood all over my sheets and the flush stuff, 'cause I guess they suck at it. primary children's, and um and then people, oh my gosh, it was so annoying. Every single different nurse and different doctor up here at this hospital kept asking me what was going on with my leg and stuff. I just got so sick and tired of that telling people, and they kept thinking it was only my hip. I was like, no, it's my whole leg. And oh my gosh, I just got so sick of it. You couldn't ever find a doctor. So yeah, I was just sick and tired of that hospital. And then because there's only one doctor, I couldn't get any information. And when I first went to the ER, my right foot was actually swollen, and they took an X-ray of my foot and an ultrasound of the veins in my leg. And well, I didn't hear anything about it until I was almost leaving a week later, or at least 4 days later. I finally was hey, what's going on with this? Do I have a blood clot or not? Oh, and then this one morning, this nurse, she was hey, I have your pain med, and I have this other thing. You have what? She's it's a shot that goes in your abdomen. I'm just shot that goes in your abdomen? What's that for? She's it's an blood clotting thing. I'm what? Since when? Since when do I need since when am I getting? Just a second. Since when am I getting an anti-blood clotting shot in my abdomen? I wasn't told this. It's nobody told me or anything. So, and they just gave me it, and that happened twice in the morning. And I was just are you serious? And the nurses were slow, and oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. So once I was finally discharged, I was on crutches, but I was practically running out of the flippin' hospital. So I'm so glad to be home. I finally got home on Sunday, and then on Monday, before the fundraiser, I actually decided to make the surprise appearance. And so I told my mom and everything, and my sister called Miss Sanders, and she's oh yeah, that's a great idea and whatnot. And so yeah, they put that together real quick so I could make a surprise appearance, and thank everybody for showing up to my fundraiser and all that. So yeah, and then I actually shaved my head on Monday. Yeah, on Monday, because I woke up and there was hair all over my pillow and stuff, and I cleaned it off, and then I laid back down, and then an hour later, there was more hair on my pillow. And so I was okay, Mom, please get someone in here and have them cut my hair. So we finally got someone in here to cut my hair. They cut my hair, and wow, who knew I looked so good with shaved head? Looks pretty good. Oh, and then I was told looks even better with glasses on. Dang it, I was gonna wear my glasses during the video, but I completely forgot. So yeah, that's about it for this video. So I think I covered everybody's questions. And I think I covered everything between my last video and this video. Sorry if this video is really long. and whatnot, and sorry about all the background noises and stuff. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, put them in the comments, like and subscribe, and thanks for all the support, the fundraiser, and thank you for everybody that's donated money to help my cause and help me fight this. And thank you for any moral support you've given me. It's really helped out. So yeah, thanks everybody. See you next time.